My child, this person you are thinking about right now, this person whose energy you feel without touching, this person whose name quietly echoes in your heart when the world goes silent, this person is not random. Prepare yourself because what I am about to reveal may shock you not with fear but with truth. You have crossed many paths in your life. You have met many souls. Some stayed for a season. Some left without explanation. Some broke you in ways you never thought you could survive. And there were moments when you asked me quietly, why do I keep feeling empty even when I try so hard? I heard every question. I saw every tear you wiped away when no one was watching. My child, I want you to listen slowly now. Do not rush this message. Let every word sink into your spirit. The person I am bringing into your life, your future soulmate, has already been moving closer to you. Even when you felt stuck while you were healing, they were also healing. While you were learning to let go, they were learning to trust again. While you felt forgotten, they were being prepared in silence. You thought your delays were punishments. You thought your loneliness meant you were unchosen. But I tell you today, it was protection. If I had brought this person earlier, your wounds would have pushed them away and their wounds would have confused you. Timing is not about desire. Timing is about readiness. There were nights when you felt a sudden heaviness in your chest without reason. There were days when a strange calm replaced your fear for a moment, then disappeared again. Those were not accidents. That was your soul sensing alignment. That was your spirit recognizing something your mind could not yet understand. This future soulmate of yours is not coming to complete you. You are already complete. They are coming to walk with you, not to rescue you, not to control you, not to drain you. You have already lived through connections that felt intense but left you empty. You confused attachment with love because no one ever taught you what peace feels like. You were drawn to chaos because chaos felt familiar. But familiarity is not destiny. This time will be different. And here is where the shock begins. This person already knows about you. Not by name, but by feeling. They have spoken words like, I feel like someone is missing from my life. They have felt sudden waves of emotion without understanding why. They have questioned their past choices, wondering why nothing ever felt fully right, just like you. You may think, but they do not know me. We have never met. And I say to you, souls meet long before bodies do. You have both been shaped by disappointment so that you would recognize truth when it finally stands in front of you. You have both been tested so you would not settle for illusions anymore. This soulmate will not come with loud promises. They will come with consistency. They will not overwhelm you with words. They will show you safety through actions. They will not rush you. They will respect your pace. And yes, that will shock you because you are used to confusion. You are used to mixed signals. You are used to giving more than you receive. You are used to wondering where you stand. But with this person, you will not have to guess. Still, I must prepare you gently because truth also requires courage. Before this person fully enters your life, something must end. It may be an attachment. It may be a habit. It may be a version of you that keeps choosing pain because it feels familiar. I know letting go scares you. You fear that if you release what you know, nothing better will come. But listen to me carefully. You cannot receive with clenched fists. I'm not asking you to forget the past. I am asking you to stop living there. Your future soulmate will see through your silence. They will notice the way you pull back when things feel too good. They will sense the walls you built for survival. But instead of forcing their way in, they will wait because they understand patience just like you are learning to. This connection will not be dramatic in the beginning. It will be subtle, almost quiet, and that may confuse you. You may wonder, why does this not feel overwhelming? Because peace does not scream, peace whispers, peace feels steady. You will feel safe being yourself. You will not need to perform. You will not need to prove your worth. You will not need to shrink or overgive. And yes, this will shock you too. They will love the parts of you that you were told were too much. Your sensitivity, your depth, your silence, your emotional honesty. Nothing about you is accidental. But hear me clearly now, my child. Do not chase signs. Do not force timing. Do not obsess over when or how. When you chase, you operate from fear. When you trust, you operate from alignment. Right now, your only responsibility is to stay open. Not desperate, not guarded, but open. You may feel moments of doubt after hearing this. That is normal. Faith does not mean the absence of fear. It means choosing trust even when fear whispers lies. I am already arranging circumstances you cannot see. Conversations are shifting. Paths are slowly crossing. Delays are dissolving. But this connection requires you to stay emotionally honest with me and with yourself. One more truth before I end this part. This soulmate is not coming to save you from loneliness. They are coming to walk beside the person you are becoming. If you try to meet them as your old self, you will miss them. If you meet them as your healed self, even imperfect, you will recognize them instantly. Prepare yourself not with anxiety but with self-respect. Prepare yourself not by waiting but by living. Prepare yourself not by fear but by faith. Because when this person finally looks into your eyes, something inside you will quietly say, "I know you." And that recognition will change everything. There is something important you must understand. What is unfolding between you and this future soulmate is not loud, not rushed, and not dramatic like the way the world shows love. It is unfolding quietly beneath the surface where only souls can hear each other. You may feel restless lately. Not sad, not happy either, just aware as if something is about to happen but you cannot name it. That feeling is not imagination. That is preparation. Your soulmate is closer than you think, but not just in distance, in alignment. Both of you have reached a point where pretending no longer works. They have recently questioned themselves, their choices, their past. They looked back at people they once thought they loved and realized something painful. It was never peace. It was comfort, habit, fear of being alone. And that realization shook them just like you. They are done with surface-level connections. This is where the first hidden test already happened. Without knowing it was a test, they were placed in a situation where they could choose distraction or depth. They could repeat an old pattern or pause. And for the first time, they paused. They said no to something that once tempted them. They walked away from something that once felt exciting. They chose honesty over attention. That choice mattered more than you know, because destiny does not respond to words. It responds to decisions. At the same time, you were being tested too. You were tested in silence. When someone disappointed you again, when communication felt one-sided, when you were tempted to chase, explain, or beg for clarity instead of losing yourself, you pulled back. Even if it hurt, even if you cried privately, even if you doubted yourself, that moment when you chose self-respect over attachment shifted everything. Souls do not meet when one is ready and the other is not. They meet when both stop abandoning themselves. You may still think, but nothing has changed yet. That is because you are looking at the surface. Underneath, paths are aligning, a delay is ending, a misunderstanding is dissolving, a false option is fading away. Soon something small will happen, so small you might overlook it. A message, a chance meeting, a name mentioned unexpectedly, a sudden nudge to go somewhere you almost skip. That moment will not feel magical at first. It will feel normal. And that is the sign, because chaos announces itself, but truth arrives quietly. Your soulmate will not rush toward you. They will observe. They will listen more than they speak. They will feel familiar but not overwhelming. You may even question it at first. You might think, why do I not feel nervous? Or why do I feel calm instead of excited? That calm is recognition. You have been conditioned to believe love must hurt to be real. That intensity equals depth. But intensity without safety is trauma repeating itself. This connection will feel different because it is not trying to fill a void. It is meeting wholeness. Still, there is one more test ahead. When this soulmate shows consistency, when they do not disappear, do not play games, do not confuse you, you may feel the urge to pull back. Not because of them, but because peace feels unfamiliar. You may catch yourself thinking, what if this is too good? What if it ends like the others? What if I get hurt again? That fear is old. It is not intuition. Intuition feels calm. Fear feels urgent. Do not confuse the two. Your soulmate will sense your hesitation. They will notice when you go quiet, but instead of pressuring you, they will give you space without leaving. That balance will surprise you. They are not here to chase you. They are not here to convince you. They are here to choose you freely. And you will feel it not in grand gestures, but in steady presence, in how they remember small things, in how they listen without trying to fix you, in how they stay emotionally available even when it is uncomfortable. This is where destiny locks in. When two people choose honesty over performance, when vulnerability replaces fear, when neither tries to control the outcome, you will notice something else too. Your old triggers will lose power. Things that once made you anxious will not hit the same. Silence will not feel threatening. Time apart will not feel like abandonment. That is how you will know this connection is real. Because love that is meant for you does not drain you. It strengthens you. And yes, there will be moments when you look at them and think, why do I feel like I have known you forever? That is not imagination. You have shared lifetimes of lessons that finally led to this moment. Not to repeat karma, but to resolve it. This soulmate is not here to reopen wounds. They are here to help you close chapters with understanding, not bitterness. But remember this. Do not rush the unfolding. Do not label too soon. Do not let the mind sabotage what the heart recognizes. Let it breathe. Let it grow naturally. Let trust build slowly. What is real does not need pressure. And when the moment comes, when truth is spoken, when intentions are clear, when both of you stand emotionally present, you will realize something powerful. All the waiting made sense. All the heartbreak had purpose. All the delays were protection, because if this connection had arrived earlier, you would not have known how to hold it. Now you do. There is a reason this connection was delayed during one very specific season of your life. You thought that season was wasted time. You thought nothing meaningful was happening. You questioned yourself more than ever during those months. But that pause, that quiet gap was not emptiness. It was separation by design. You and this future soulmate were intentionally kept apart because both of you were still listening to the wrong voices. Not people. Fear. You were still trying to prove your worth to those who could never see it. You were still hoping someone would change. You were still explaining yourself to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. And your soulmate, they were still living under expectations that were not theirs, trying to fit into a life that looked right on the outside but felt hollow inside. They were choosing stability over truth, comfort over alignment. If you had met then, you would have found each other attractive but not safe. You would have felt the pull but not the peace. You would have mistaken recognition for readiness. That is why timing intervened. During that separation, something critical happened. Both of you learned discernment. You learned that love should not require you to shrink. They learned that love should not require them to perform. You learned that silence is better than false reassurance. They learned that being alone is better than being emotionally unseen. This growth was not dramatic. It was slow, painful, lonely at times, but necessary. Now there is a final emotional barrier that must fall, and it is not between you and them. It is within you. The barrier is the belief that you must suffer to deserve love. Somewhere deep inside, you still brace yourself for disappointment. You tell yourself, be realistic. Do not expect too much. You think you are protecting yourself, but what you are really doing is limiting what can reach you. This soulmate will challenge that belief without trying. They will show up when you expect distance. They will be honest when you expect avoidance. They will stay consistent when you expect excuses. And that consistency will make you uncomfortable at first, not because it is wrong, but because it is unfamiliar. You may feel an urge to test them, to withdraw and see if they chase, to stay quiet and see if they notice. Pause when you feel that urge. That is the old survival pattern speaking. This connection does not require strategy. It requires presence. Your soulmate is not here to pass tests created by your past pain. They are here to meet you where you are, not where you were hurt. There will be a moment, very specific, when everything shifts. It will not be dramatic. It will be a conversation. Not long, not rehearsed, not emotional in the way movies show. Just honest. One of you will say something simple but vulnerable. Something that reveals intention without pressure. Something like admitting fear or expressing clarity or acknowledging feelings without demanding an outcome. That moment will change the direction of everything because clarity ends confusion and honesty dissolves fear. In that moment, you will feel a deep internal stillness. Not excitement, not anxiety, just grounding. That is alignment. After that conversation, the connection will deepen naturally but slowly. No rushing. No labels forced too soon, just trust being built through behavior. You will notice something else changing too. Your intuition will become sharper. You will no longer second-guess yourself constantly. You will stop overanalyzing texts, tones, timing. You will feel secure even in silence. That is how you know you are no longer operating from wounds. This soulmate will not trigger your abandonment fears. They will not awaken jealousy or insecurity. Instead, they will highlight what still needs healing, but gently. They are not here to replace your past. They are here to redeem it, to show you that what broke you was not love. It was misalignment. Still, let me be very clear. Do not compare this connection to anything you have experienced before. Comparison will distort it. This is not meant to feel intense at the start. It is meant to feel true. Intensity burns fast. Truth lasts. If you feel calm, grounded, and emotionally safe, even when you do not know where it is going yet, that is not boredom. That is trust forming. You may even have moments where you wonder, why am I not obsessing? Because your nervous system finally feels safe. That is what real connection does. It regulates, not destabilizes. Your soulmate will notice how different you are too. They will sense your emotional maturity, your boundaries, your clarity, and that will draw them closer. Not because you are perfect, but because you are authentic. There is one more truth you must carry with you. Do not rush to secure this connection out of fear of losing it. What is aligned cannot miss you. If this person is meant to walk beside you, no silence, no distance, no delay can erase that pull. Let them choose you freely, and choose them freely too. Not because you are afraid to be alone, but because you genuinely recognize each other. This is not a fairy tale. It is better because it is built on truth, not fantasy. And when you look back months from now, you will realize something quietly powerful. You did not lose time waiting. You became someone who could finally receive what was always meant for you. Now the shift begins. Not inside you, but around this connection. Something external is ending, and you can already feel the tension of it. Even if you do not fully understand it yet, there is a situation tied to your soulmate's life that has reached its expiration point. It has been draining them quietly, pulling their energy in a direction that no longer fits who they are becoming. This situation may look stable from the outside. It may look logical. It may even look necessary, but inside it feels heavy. And lately that heaviness has become impossible for them to ignore. They have been trying to convince themselves that they can manage it, that they can wait longer, that they can compromise a little more. But something keeps interrupting that illusion. Moments of frustration, sudden exhaustion, a growing sense of, I cannot keep doing this. That is not weakness. That is alignment demanding honesty. At the same time, a distraction is being removed. This distraction once served a purpose. It helped them avoid looking too closely at their own truth. It filled time. It filled silence. It gave temporary comfort, but it never gave peace. And now it feels empty. They may find themselves losing interest in things they once used to escape. Conversations feel shallow. Noise feels irritating. They crave depth even if they do not know how to ask for it yet. That craving is you. Not you as a person they possess, but you as a presence they resonate with. You reflect something they are missing. Emotional honesty, calm strength, grounded truth. Being around you, even energetically, forces them to confront who they really are. And that confrontation leads to a decision. This decision will not be dramatic or impulsive. It will be quiet, thoughtful, internal at first. They will realize they can no longer keep one foot in the past and one foot in the future. They must choose. And when they do, something subtle but powerful will change in how they show up with you. They will become clearer, more intentional, less hesitant. You may notice it in small ways. Their words will feel more direct, their presence more consistent, their energy less scattered. They will not say everything all at once, but they will mean what they say. And this is where you must stay aware, because when alignment arrives, the old version of you may try to interfere. You might feel the urge to overthink again, to look for hidden meanings, to question whether it is too good to be true. Pause. This is not the time to retreat into fear. You are not being tested by loss anymore. You are being tested by trust. Trust does not mean blind belief. It means allowing reality to reveal itself without sabotage. Let this connection unfold without demanding guarantees. Love that is real grows through presence, not pressure. Your soulmate is not expecting perfection from you. They are not waiting for you to be fearless or healed completely. They are simply responding to the fact that you are finally honest with yourself. And honesty is magnetic. Something else will happen during this phase. Your external life will begin to rearrange itself too. You may notice old options disappearing, people drifting away naturally, situations losing emotional charge. Do not panic. Nothing valuable is being taken from you. Only what cannot follow you forward. This connection cannot fully enter while you are still emotionally available to the past, and the universe knows this. So it clears space gently at first, then decisively. There may be a moment when you feel a strange mix of sadness and relief. A closing chapter that once defined you will no longer hurt the way it used to. That is growth, and growth always feels unfamiliar before it feels empowering. As this happens, your soulmate will feel more comfortable stepping closer. Not because you changed for them, but because your energy now matches theirs. Two people can only meet deeply when they are standing at the same emotional altitude. And now you are. There is one more important thing you must remember in this phase. Do not rush to name this connection too quickly. Let action speak. Let time reveal consistency. Let safety build naturally. What is meant to last does not need to be rushed into existence. Your soulmate will not disappear if you do not chase. They will not lose interest if you stay grounded. They will not pull away if you honor your own pace. In fact, your calm confidence will draw them even closer because they are not looking for intensity anymore. They are looking for home, and something in you feels like that. Soon you will notice a moment where they open up more than before, not emotionally overwhelming but sincere. They will share something real, something personal, something that shows trust. That moment is significant. It means they have decided, not fully with words but with their heart, to move toward you, not away. From there, the connection will no longer feel uncertain. It may still be undefined, but it will feel secure. And security is what allows love to grow without fear. Now everything comes together, not suddenly, not dramatically, but clearly. There is a moment ahead where the emotional noise finally quiets down. No more guessing. No more wondering where you stand. No more reading between lines. Something unspoken will finally be understood without force, without pressure. This is the moment when the last emotional wall falls, not because someone breaks it down, but because it is no longer needed. You will notice it first inside yourself. You will stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. You will stop preparing for disappointment. You will stop bracing your heart. And that is when truth can finally land. Your soulmate will feel this shift too. They will sense that you are no longer holding back out of fear, not chasing, not hiding, just present, real, open in a quiet, grounded way. That presence will invite honesty, and honesty changes everything. There will be a moment, again simple, not dramatic, where truth is spoken clearly. It may not sound poetic. It may not be perfectly worded, but it will be real. A feeling will be acknowledged. An intention will be shared. A direction will be implied, even if not fully defined. And in that moment, something deep inside you will relax. You will realize you are no longer trying to convince anyone of your worth. You are no longer auditioning for love. You are no longer hopping to be chosen. You already are. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. This connection will not erase your past. It will reframe it. You will see that every disappointment taught you discernment. Every heartbreak taught you boundaries. Every lonely season taught you self-trust. Nothing was wasted. This soulmate did not arrive earlier because you would have lost yourself trying to keep them. They did not arrive later because you would have closed your heart completely. They arrived now because now you can love without losing yourself, and they can meet you without hiding. There will still be normal challenges, conversations to navigate, differences to understand. Love is not the absence of effort, but this effort will feel mutual, not one-sided. You will feel supported, not drained, seen, not analyzed, chosen, not tolerated, and perhaps the biggest shock of all, you will realize how calm love can feel, not boring, not dull, just safe. Your nervous system will finally rest. You will laugh more naturally, sleep more peacefully, speak more honestly. You will feel like yourself again, but stronger. This is what real connection does. It does not consume your life. It adds to it. And as this connection settles into your reality, you will notice blessings unfolding in other areas too. Your confidence will grow quietly. Your decisions will feel clearer. Your boundaries will feel natural, not forced. Love aligned with truth strengthens everything else. You are not stepping into a fairy tale. You are stepping into stability with depth, and that is rarer and far more powerful. One last thing you must remember. Do not measure this love by speed. Do not rush milestones to feel secure. Do not compare it to anyone else's journey. This connection is unfolding exactly as it should, at a pace that honors both souls. What is meant for you does not require anxiety to sustain it. Let it breathe. Let it grow. Let it be real. And when doubt tries to return, as it sometimes will, ground yourself in truth. You are no longer the person who accepts confusion as love. You are no longer the person who settles for inconsistency. You are no longer the person who doubts their own worth. You have changed. That is why this connection can exist now. What once felt impossible is now natural. What once felt distant is now present. What once felt uncertain is now unfolding with clarity. And the shock you were told to prepare for, it is not chaos, it is not pain, it is not loss. It is the realization that love was never meant to hurt you. It was meant to meet you when you were finally ready to receive it. Stay present, stay honest, stay open. Your future is not behind you. It is already meeting you, one grounded, truthful step at a time. Now listen carefully, because this part is not about waiting anymore. This part is about recognition. There comes a moment in every destined connection when the soul stops asking, "Is this real?" and starts whispering, "This is familiar." That moment is approaching you now. You may not see fireworks, you may not hear dramatic confessions, but you will feel something far deeper than excitement. You will feel settled. For so long, your heart learned to stay alert. You trained yourself to expect disappointment, to read between silences, to prepare for endings before beginnings even had a chance. That survival instinct kept you alive, but it also kept you guarded. And now something gentle is undoing that guard. Your soulmate is not trying to break your walls. They are simply standing still long enough for you to realize you do not need them anymore. This is unfamiliar territory for you. When someone does not pressure you. When someone does not disappear when you speak honestly. When someone does not pull away when emotions deepen. Your nervous system does not know how to react at first. You may feel moments of confusion like, why am I not anxious? Why does this feel calm? Why do I feel grounded instead of obsessed? That calm is not indifference. It is safety. And safety is something your soul has been craving, even when your mind did not know how to ask for it. This soulmate does not need to promise you the future loudly. They show it quietly through presence, through effort, through consistency. And consistency is something you were rarely given before. That is why it feels shocking. You are not being chased. You are not being ignored. You are being met. There will be moments when you catch yourself waiting for confusion to return. Old habits die slowly. You may test the silence. You may hold back words to see if they notice. And they will. Not with panic, not with interrogation, but with steady care. They will check in. They will clarify. They will stay. And each time they do, something inside you will soften. Your heart will slowly understand something important. You do not have to earn love by suffering. You were taught by patterns, by past connections, by emotional inconsistency that love must be proven through pain. That if it does not hurt, it does not matter. But that belief was never truth. It was conditioning. This connection is here to unteach you that. With this soulmate, effort flows both ways. Conversations do not feel like battles. Silence does not feel like punishment. Distance does not feel like abandonment. Even when there are misunderstandings, they are addressed, not avoided. That is maturity. That is alignment. And here is something very important you need to hear. This soulmate sees you, not the version of you that performs, not the version of you that stays strong for everyone, but the version of you that feels deeply, that overthinks, that carries quiet fears. And instead of using that against you, they respect it. They do not rush your healing. They do not minimize your emotions. They do not tell you to move on or be less sensitive. They hold space. And space is where love grows without fear. There will be a day, so simple you might almost miss its importance, when you realize you are no longer waiting for reassurance. You will notice you are not checking your phone anxiously. You are not replaying conversations in your head. You are not questioning where you stand, because clarity has replaced confusion. That is when you will understand why this connection could not arrive earlier. Earlier, you would have mistaken peace for boredom. Earlier, you would have chased intensity instead of truth. Earlier, you would have tried to prove your worth instead of honoring it. Now you stand differently. You listen to your intuition. You respect your boundaries. You choose honesty over attachment. And your soulmate recognizes that strength not as distance but as self-respect. There is another shift happening too. Your life outside of this connection is stabilizing. You are making decisions with less fear. You are letting go without guilt. You are no longer clinging to things that no longer nourish you. Love aligned with your soul does not shrink your world, it expands it. You will still have moments of vulnerability. That is human, but you will no longer feel alone in them. This soulmate will not try to fix you. They will sit with you. And sometimes that is everything. Over time, something beautiful happens. Your laughter becomes lighter. Your thoughts become clearer. Your heart feels less heavy. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you are no longer carrying everything alone. This is partnership, not dependency, not sacrifice of self, but mutual presence. You may look back one day and realize the biggest miracle was not meeting them. It was becoming someone who could receive them, because love that is meant for you does not arrive to save you. It arrives to walk beside you. And now finally you are both walking at the same pace. There is no rush anymore. No fear of loss. No need to control the outcome. Just trust unfolding naturally. What is real does not slip away quietly. What is aligned does not require constant effort to hold together. And as this connection continues to deepen, you will understand something profound. You were never behind. You were never forgotten. You were never unworthy. You were being prepared for something honest, steady, and true. And now you are living it. Stay with this moment. Do not rush past it, because what is happening now is subtle, but it is life-changing. For the first time in a long time, your heart is not asking, "Will this last?" It is asking something very different. Can I finally relax? That question alone shows how much you have grown. You spent so many seasons in survival mode, loving cautiously, hopping quietly, carrying strength on your shoulders while hiding exhaustion behind your silence. You learned how to endure, how to adjust, how to stay even when your needs were unmet. But endurance was never meant to be your forever language. This connection is teaching you something new without lectures, without forcing change. It is teaching you that love does not need constant effort to stay alive. It needs honesty. It needs presence. It needs two people who are no longer running from themselves. And that is exactly why this soulmate feels different. They are not perfect. You are not perfect. Yet something fits. Not because there is no friction, but because there is respect even in difference. You are not afraid to be misunderstood anymore because this person actually asks questions instead of assuming. And they are not afraid of your truth because they have already faced their own. This is not chemistry built on uncertainty. This is connection built on clarity. There will be moments when your old self tries to return. A thought like, what if I care more? What if this changes? What if I get hurt again? These thoughts do not mean something is wrong. They mean something important is happening. You are stepping into unfamiliar peace. Your nervous system spent years equating love with instability. When things were unpredictable, you stayed alert. When things were inconsistent, you stayed invested. When things were unclear, you stayed hopeful. But now, consistency is replacing chaos, and your body is learning how to trust. This soulmate will not disappear when you express concern. They will not mock your vulnerability. They will not punish you with silence. Instead, they respond with grounding. They may not always have the perfect words, but their presence reassures you more than promises ever did. And that presence slowly heals something deep. You stop rehearsing conversations in your head. You stop wondering how to be enough. You stop checking for signs of abandonment because there are none. You are not being tested anymore. You are being chosen again and again quietly. There will come a phase where this connection begins to integrate into your everyday life. Not as an escape, not as a fantasy, but as something real. You will notice it in simple ways. How your mood stays steady. how your focus improves, how your inner dialogue becomes kinder. Love aligned with your soul does not distract you from life. It supports you within it. You will still have responsibilities, stress days when energy is low, but you will no longer feel like you must carry everything alone. That shared emotional weight is powerful. Your soulmate does not try to rescue you. They respect your strength, but they also do not leave you to struggle silently. They check in not out of control but out of care. That balance is rare. This is where many people mistake love. They think intensity means depth, but intensity often comes from fear. Fear of loss, fear of being replaced, fear of being unseen. What you are experiencing now is depth without fear, and it feels steady. You may even grieve your old self a little, the version of you that stayed too long, the version of you that waited for bare minimums, the version of you that believed love must hurt to matter. That grief is not weakness. It is closure. You are honoring how far you have come. This soulmate is not here to reopen old wounds. They are here to show you that those wounds no longer define how you love. You are no longer reactive. You are responsive. You no longer beg for reassurance. You receive it naturally. You no longer chase emotional availability. You meet it. And this shift will reflect in other areas of your life too. Your boundaries will strengthen. Your self-respect will become non-negotiable. Your intuition will guide you with clarity. People who thrived on your overgiving will feel distant now. Not because you changed into someone cold, but because you changed into someone honest. And honesty repels what no longer aligns. This connection will also challenge you, but in the right ways. You will be encouraged to speak instead of suppress, to trust instead of assume, to stay instead of self-sabotage. Growth within love is not always comfortable, but it is safe. And safety is what allows real intimacy. You will learn that intimacy is not oversharing trauma. It is mutual understanding. It is emotional presence. It is choosing each other even on ordinary days. There will be laughter that feels effortless. Silences that feel warm, not awkward. Moments where words are unnecessary. These are the moments that matter most because they are real. Your soulmate will see you at your most human, tired, uncertain, imperfect, and still stay engaged. They will not idealize you, and they will not diminish you. They will meet you. That meeting is sacred. And slowly, almost without realizing it, you will stop preparing for an ending. You will start planning life again, not around fear, but around possibility. You will allow yourself to imagine shared moments without immediately thinking, what if it does not last? Because you will finally understand this truth. Nothing lasts because you worry enough. Things last because they are nurtured with honesty and respect. And this connection has both. You are no longer chasing destiny. You are participating in it. That is the biggest shift. You moved from longing to living. And if you ever wonder why it took so long, why you had to walk through loneliness, confusion, and emotional fatigue, remember this. You were not being delayed. You were being refined, so that when love arrived, you would not mistake it for pain, so that when peace arrived, you would not run from it, so that when truth arrived, you would be strong enough to hold it. And now you are. This part of your journey is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to who you always were without fear. Let this love grow without force. Let it deepen without pressure. Let it teach you without breaking you. You are no longer surviving love. You are experiencing it, fully present, fully aware, fully deserving. And that is the real miracle. And now, my child, as we come to the very end of this sacred message, I want you to sit quietly with yourself for just one final moment. Not to analyze, not to overthink, but simply to breathe and let everything you have heard settle deep into your heart. You have learned that your soulmate has been moving toward you. You have learned that the delays were not denials, but protection. You have learned that the waiting was preparation, not punishment. And now, standing on the other side of this revelation, you are not meant to be afraid. You are meant to be ready. The door is opening. The journey is not ending. It is transforming. What is coming will not confuse you. It will confirm you. Rest in that truth. Go forward, my child, not in fear but in faith, not in doubt but in certainty, not in hiding but in full, radiant confidence. You are protected, you are favored, you are chosen, and I am with you always. The waiting is over, the love is arriving, and the best part of your story is still ahead. Go in peace. You are never alone.